It's time for a random box of PC crap unboxing. There's going to be no new AMD graphics cards or CPUs in here, just a bunch of old random PC crap. Now, before we actually get into this random box of PC crap, this is going to be the beginning of a series of videos called My Brother's Random PC Crap, where I'm essentially going to build a PC and do various videos based on stuff found in this box. So subscribe and click the bell notification if you want to see more of those videos. Now, the actual PC that I built using hardware from this box has already been removed from it because, you know, I want to create tension. Anyway, with that out of the way, let's have a look at what's going on inside this majestic box. Now, the thing is, every PC gamer has either a box like this or a room like this that's just filled with random PC stuff. So it's always exciting to get to look at someone else's. Now, this is the kind of PC hardware that my brother's been collecting and discarding over the last couple of years. And as you'll see from the PC, it's actually more than a couple of years, but we'll get to that in a later video. Oh, again, I'm going to be posting these videos on Mondays and Fridays for the next coming weeks. Okay, now with all of the plugging out of the way, let's start. First, and you can actually come in closer if you want, we've got a couple of G1 gaming boxes, which gives away kind of what some of the components in the coming videos. There's actually one of them lying here. These are quite full of stuff though, but we'll get to those later. There's also a CPU cooler box. Let me know in the comment section below if you can actually identify what this belongs to. But I'm going to put that there. There's nothing else in that. And then here's one of the graphics cards, actually. This is a GTX 970. I think it's called a WindForce 3, so it's a gigabyte variant. And yeah, it's old and discarded. Anyway, so I'm also going to put this down here. And then we've actually got another G1 gaming box. So that means that there's another one of these, which is quite exciting. Also very full. So I'm going to put that down. We'll have a look at those later. And there's actually another graphics card in here. This is RX 560, I think. My brother bought into the actual mining craze, so he bought two of these to mine with, and he's kind of like edited the BIOSes and stuff so that you can kind of overclock the RAM independently. I can't quite remember what he did to it, but the other one is in a server at home. He says he doesn't think this works anymore though, so that's also just a random GPU. Oh yeah, so now that we've got all the big boxes out of the way, let's have a look at just the random stuff here. Cable ties that I immediately spilled everywhere. Let me just put that there. Okay, so he's got some Logitech paraphernalia here. My brother really loves Logitech. He's got so many various... Ooh, there's no mouse in it, but it's just a box with random Logitech stuff in it. Yeah, he's been buying Logitech peripherals for like the last 10 years. Although he did have a bit of a phase for Cryrig, Cyborg, the Rat series of mice. I can't remember the brand name, but he bought the keyboard as well, which was ridiculously expensive. Yeah, anyway, so here is the obligatory massive amount of like PC case hardware boxes. So like there's that, this one, as well as just like screws for like mounting hardware and stuff. Because everybody's random box of PC crap always has a huge amount of mounting hardware in for like every case you've ever owned. Okay, we can see what kind of thermal paste he likes. Apparently he's a master gel maker guy. So no, okay, anyway, we can just cut that out. And then this is, I don't know, this is a, oh, I think this is like a fan hub, but it's like a 5.2-inch fan hub for the front of a case. So in other words, this won't work with any modern cases. So it's only got a power connector. So it means that this fan hub is purely manual. So you can only use it in this setup. You can't actually plug it into a USB header and then control it through your PC. So this seems like a fairly stupid fan header, but I think that was all the rage back in the day. Old wireless Logitech mouse. This is a G700S. As you can see, not very well maintained. It's so dirty. Does it have any? Oh, it's still got a battery in it. I wonder if it works. Let's try and turn it on. Oh, it's also got its little thing. Maybe you can use this for your laptop in the time being. Let's turn it on and see. Well, there's a light, so that's good. Maybe it still works. We can try that out later. Let me also put that aside on the table. Oh, there's another Logitech mouse in here.
You weren't lying about him really loving Logitech peripherals.
Yeah, and he's got like 3 different sets of Logitech peripherals on all of the PCs in his house at the moment. So this is a G502. I think this is a Prometheus, something. This is a really nice mouse. It's disgusting now, but he really loved it, and I think it still works perfectly. I think the reason he got rid of this one is because he went wireless. I think he's got a G9 or something now. But yeah, he really spends most of his PC budget on peripherals. Yeah, let me put that aside as well. Let's see what else we've got going here. There's obviously Molex to 8-pin, which everyone also has a huge amount of, because every graphics card comes with a bunch of them. We've also got here, again, I think every gamer has gone through this phase where they have like Xbox peripherals to plug into their PC because they don't want to actually buy an Xbox, but they want to use a controller. This one looks fairly unused, actually, so I don't know how long that lasted. But again, this is one of those things that I think every PC gamer ever has bought an Xbox peripheral at great expense, because they're usually super expensive. But yeah, so this one isn't very used. I might steal that. Let's see in here. Okay, so this is actually designed by Cooler Master. I don't know if you can identify that. But let me know in the comment section below what case you think this comes from. This is a bit of case, I'll give that away. As you can see, it's still quite new, so it's quite a recent case. Let me know if you can identify this random piece of PC componentry. Yeah, and I mean, other than that, it just seems like, you know, there's like an HDMI cable here. It's a Ryzen 7 sticker that also gives stuff away. It doesn't give anything away with the PC that I'm building, because Ryzen 7 wasn't even a wink in the eye of AMD at the point when this PC when the components that I'm using today was bought. One of those two, anyway. And then there's an SLI bridge. Okay, so I think that's everything we've got in here. Let's get rid of that. And then have a look at what's in all of these boxes, because I actually think what he did was move most of the kind of interesting stuff into these boxes for extra storage. So let's start. Which one should I start with? Let's just throw the world a curveball and start with this one. Okay, so in here, ooh, this is some serious bling. This, like, if you recognize this, it's from the heyday of Corsair, when they gave actual air coolers with their RAM. So this is from the DDR3 days, and yeah, this is really cool. I'm gonna try and integrate this somehow into the build that I'm gonna do. It's really solid, by the way. It feels like it was made, like it was forged in Mount Doom, to be honest. It really is a sturdy bit of kit over there. This looks like random. Oh, there's one. Yeah, it looks like a hard drive mount for maybe a CD drive. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section below if you know what this is. Wow, there's a lot of fishing for comments in this video today, but I'm gonna get rid of that over there. Oh, this shows you what cooler he uses, and we're actually gonna have a look at what he did with this cooler in the next video that I'm gonna post on Monday, where I'm gonna look at a terrible server build that he did. So again, subscribe if you wanna see that. Here, we've got power cables, which again, for some reason, I don't know if this is something you experience in other parts of the world, but in South Africa, the power cables with power supplies and stuff always have the wrong plug. And this is something that I found in Japan as well, that like no one uses the plug that you get, and then you always have to get your own cable anyway. Yeah, so let's get rid of that. This is just a bunch of random cables. There's actually a VGA cable here, which my brother insisted on using until very recently. He actually bought a new monitor and was very disappointed that the monitor didn't support VGA, because he'd always converted into the oldest thing or port that the graphics card had available. I don't know why he did that. Okay, here's from another case, just random bits of stuff. Mounting hardware, and again, a plug that no one in South Africa uses. He bought this component in South Africa, but no one uses this plug. I don't understand why.
Plug.
It's the British plug, but I don't know why manufacturers do that. But I guess it's because they don't change the actual, they don't change the component for the South African market. They just leave the same cables and stuff in. There's an I/O shield, which is a bit dirty, but it actually looks remarkably unused. My brother has a weird relationship with I/O shields, and we'll discover that over the next couple of videos. Let's see, there's some more Corsair mounting hardware, and that's kind of as interesting as it gets in here. There's a motherboard speaker as well, if you're into that. I can't remember the last time I used one of those. And then the colored rings. This is from the days before RGB, where you could change the color, not through lights and software in your PC, but you had to open your case like a savage and pry off the plastic bits to change the color. Yo, bad old days, bad old days. Anyway, let's get rid of that box, and let's see in the last box what we've got going on. I hope there's something interesting here, because I pretty much started off with the most interesting thing that was in the box up until this point. So let's hope there's something better to discover. Cyborg. Cyborg was the brand. So he bought a Cyborg keyboard, which cost him a huge amount of money. And then it was this like really fancy keyboard, but he paid all this money for it. And it was a membrane keyboard. It wasn't even a mechanical keyboard. So yeah, anyway, that was a bit of a weird purchase on his part, but you know. Let's put that away. Wow, there's a lot of like, again, another cable with a different useless plug in it. Like each of the 3 power cables that I've showed has had a different plug. I really don't understand why that's the case. There's a tiny LAN cable here. There's some power supply cabling. Yeah, this really is the most random selection of crap ever. And then here you can see that he's had an MSI motherboard at some point, because here's like actual name tags for cables. By the way, if any motherboard manufacturer is watching this video, which they definitely won't be, this is a really good idea. Getting to label various cables in your case so that you know what goes where is actually very useful. So that's cool. I might hold on to those. And then here is busy breaking world records, which, you know, MSI in there. The like doorknob hanger was actually a craze at some point, where like every motherboard would give you one in the box, and then you could show everybody how much of a nerd you are before they even come into your room and see your massive gaming PC. Yeah, I kind of think that's about the only interesting thing that we still have in here. Now, having dug through the box and getting all of the most interesting stuff out, it is a bit of a disappointing haul, but it's only disappointing because all of the really interesting stuff is in a PC over there, which I'm not going to let you see much of. But again, subscribe to the channel if you want to see the build. Some pretty crazy stuff is going to happen with this PC because there's a really weird selection of components here, and I had to make it work in a very interesting way. Anyway, stay tuned. Thank you very much for watching the video. If you liked it, do like and subscribe to the channel for the amazing Brahms random tech crap series that's coming up. And until the next video, bye-bye.